Hi, welcome to my video on dividing polynomials. In my previous unit on Algebra 1, we divided polynomials in the unit in Polynomials 2. So you can check that unit to make sure you can handle addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of polynomials. But let's review it here in this unit now. Find the quotient and remainder of each. To find the quotient, we put the x plus 3 divided into x squared plus 3x plus 7. So we take x and divide it into x squared. X squared divided by x is x, but we put the x above the x, which is 8x here. So x squared times x is x squared. X squared times positive 3 is a positive 3x. Now we draw a line as if we're subtracting. So we change this positive to a negative. When I do, I put in a circle. We change this positive to a negative because I'm subtracting. So positive 1 add on negative 1 cancels out. And a positive 8 minus 3 is 5x. Bring down your next term, which is plus 7. So x into 5x is plus 5. So positive 5 times x is 5x. Positive 5 times a positive 3 is a positive 15. And now we're subtracting, so this positive, we change it to a negative. This positive, we change it to a negative. Now we add on. Positive 5, negative 5 cancels out. And 7 and negative 15 is a negative 8. So the quotient is x plus 5 is the quotient, and the remainder is negative 8. So this is the quotient. I'll just call it Q. And let's do another division. So we take the binomial on the bottom, which is 2x minus 3, and we divide it into 8x squared minus 14x plus 5. Notice this has to be in descending order, which it is. So 2x divided into 8x squared is a 4x. 4x times 2x is 8x. So this tells me they got to be the same. And 4x times negative 3 is a negative 12x. Draw a line. Now that's a positive, so we change it to a negative because we're going to add on the opposite. That's a negative, so we change it to a positive. So 8x, subtract 8x is 0. Negative 14 plus 12 is negative 2x. Bring down to 5. 2x into negative 2x is negative 1. Multiply back. Negative 2x plus 3. Draw a line. That's a negative, so we change it to a positive. That's a positive, so we change it to a negative. And negative 2x plus 2x cancels out. Positive 5, negative 3 is a 2. And we have a quotient. Q is 4x minus 1. And the remainder is 2. This is the remainder right here. Just put a little arrow on that to indicate. And practice. Pause the video now, see if you can divide these. Find the quotient and the remainder. So here we go. So x minus 2 divided into x squared minus 6x minus 1. It's in descending order. So x into x squared goes x. X times x is x squared. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Now that's positive, so we make it a negative. That's a negative, so we make it a positive. So they cancels out. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4x. Negative 6x plus 2x And x divided into negative 4x is a negative 4. Negative 4 times x. Negative 4 times negative 2, 8. That's a negative, so we make it a positive. That's a positive, so we make it a negative. Negative 4 plus 4, negative 4x plus 4x cancels out. Negative 1 minus 8 is minus 9. So quotient is x minus 4, and the remainder is negative 9. Let's divide this one. Again, you can pause the video. So we have 3x plus 1 divided into x squared plus 5x plus 4. Notice, still in descending order. So we divide the first one into the first one. 3x into 6x is 2. 3x into 6x squared is 2x. Again, we put the 2x. X is above x's, constants above constants. Multiply, you get a 6x squared. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x. And we change the sign as a positive, so we make it a negative. As a positive, so we make it a negative. 6x subtract 6x is 0. And 5x subtract 2x is 3x plus 4. 3x into 3x is plus 1. Multiply back. 3x plus 1. Change the sign, that's a negative. And that's a negative. 3x subtract 3x cancels. Plus 4 minus 1 is a 3. So the quotient is 2x plus 1. And the remainder is 3. So that's a bit of practice in dividing polynomials. Okay, another one. Pause the video if you wish. Now we have, this is x plus 3 divided into, but notice now that this is x cubed, and a constant. So we have to put the highest exponent first. Notice there's no x squared, so I put a 0x squared in to keep it in the same order. Then I go with a minus 6x and a minus 1. So I put it in descending order and put the 0 in for the missing term. So x into 2x cubed is 2x squared. Put the x squared above the x squared. Multiply back. 2x cubed. And 3 times 2x squared is 6x squared. Draw a line. That's a plus, so we make it a minus. Because we're adding on the opposite, that's a plus, so we make it a minus. They cancel out. So 0 and a negative 6 is negative 6x squared. So x into negative 6x squared is a negative 6x. Just a coincidence that these two are the same. And we have to bring down, before I divide that, I should bring down this term to make this. Since this is the binomial, make sure this is the binomial. So x into negative 6x squared is negative 6x. Multiply back. Negative 6x times x. Negative 6x squared. Negative 6x times 3 is a negative 18x. Change signs. That's a plus. And that's a plus. They cancel. Negative 6 plus 18 is 12x minus 1. Now, x into 12x is plus, we kept it kind of closer, plus 12. Positive 12 times x, 12x. Positive 12 times 3, 36. Change the sign. Plus is a minus. Plus is a minus. They cancel. Negative 1, negative 36 is negative 37. So the quotient is x squared minus 6x plus 12. And the remainder is negative 36. And we have another one to do. Again, pause the video. Now this time that's in descending order perfect. So this is x squared plus 2x minus 1 into. So we have descending order. We have x cubed, x squared, x and a constant. So x cubed, x squared minus 4x minus 7. Notice when I rearrange these, I didn't change the sign because I didn't move it across an equal sign. Now we still divide the first term into the first term. So x squared divided into x cubed is x. So we put the x above the x. Keep it lined up. Multiply back. X times x squared is x cubed. X times positive 2x is a positive 2x squared. X times negative 1, negative x. Draw a line. That's a plus, we make it a minus. That's a plus, we make it a minus. That's a minus, we make it a plus. They cancel out. So that's 1 minus 2 is negative x squared. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3x. Bring down your next term. X squared into x, negative x squared is negative 1. Multiply back. Negative x squared, negative 1 times 2, x, negative 2x, negative 1 times negative 1 is plus 1. And we make this a plus, make this a plus, and make that a minus. Negative x plus x, negative x squared plus x squared cancels out. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative x. And 7 subtract 1 is 6. So the quotient this time is x minus 1. And the remainder is negative x plus 6. And let's continue. Now we're to reverse it now. Watch what we're going to do. Just getting ready to do the unit that we're going to do. Function notation in terms of x when dividing. P of x stands for the polynomial of x. The d of x is the divisor, d for divisor. The q of x, q stands for quotient. And r of x, r is going to signify the remainder. So in this example, we're going to state the p of x, which is the polynomial. We're going to state the d of x, the q of x, and the r of x. So we have x minus 2 divided into x squared plus x plus 7. So in this case, the polynomial is x squared plus x minus 7. The divisor is x minus 2. So I have to divide this out to get the quotient, which is up here, and to get the remainder, which is going to be down here. So let's divide. X into x squared is x. Multiply back. X squared minus 2x. Change the sign. That's a minus. And that's a plus. Cancels. Plus 1 plus 2 is a 3x minus, bring down your minus 7. X into 3x is plus 3. Multiply back. You get a 3x minus 6. Change the sign. That's a minus. And that's a plus. Cancels out. Negative 7 plus 6 is negative 1. So my quotient is x plus 3. And my remainder is negative 1. So we have to divide that out in order to get, this is the quotient, which is the answer to division, the q of x, and this is the r of x, which is negative 1. And again, just doing it in terms of x's because we're dividing with x's. And right here we have 4x minus 1, and we're dividing. So we have descending order, 3, 2, 1, perfect. 12x cubed minus 3x squared plus. Notice now we have no constant here. Pick up. So this is the polynomial. So the polynomial in this one is 12x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x. The divisor is 4x minus 1. So when we divide, we get the quotient, which is up here. We get the remainder, which is down here. So 4x divided into 12x cubed is 3x squared. Multiply back, we get a 12x cubed minus 3x squared. Change the sign. That plus is a minus. That minus is a plus. They cancel. So negative 3 plus 3 is 0. This is 0x squared plus 4x. Now, that's a 0. So we divide this. We can't do it. So 4x into that is 0. So that's 0x. Multiply back, we get 0x squared. Multiply that, we get a 0. X. They cancel. And 4 subtract 0 is 4x. And the constant bring down to 0. So 4x into 4x is a plus 1. Multiply back. 4x minus 1. Change the signs. That's a negative, and that's a positive. They cancel. 0 plus 1 is 1. So the quotient is, and give myself space here, 3x squared plus 1, and the remainder is 1. So that's the quotient right here, and that's the remainder. Little twist here, this ended up to be a 0, so I have to keep the same order. Remember, 4 into 0 goes 0. So now, we have to note that when we're dividing, the p of x divided by the divisor gives you the quotient plus the remainder. And hence, if you multiply that, the p of x is made up of the d of x times the q of x plus the r of x. And let me explain with the division. Let's take 11 and divide it by 3. So 3 goes into 11 3 times. 3 3s are 9. Subtract to get a 2. So notice 11 divided by 3 gives you a 3 and a remainder of 2. So if you think about that as the p of x, this the q, that's the d of x and the q of x. So the 11 is made up of 3 times 3 plus 2. So the polynomial that we have is made up of the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. And that's what I'm trying to explain here. The only thing I have 2 3s, so it makes no difference. That's your what you call the dividend. That's your divisor. That's your quotient. That's your remainder. So let's practice this right here. Find the p of x in general form, which is p of x in general form is a x to the n, b x to the n minus 1, and you could go, if you want, c x n minus 2. Just keeps going down and down and down. The powers go down. So if I want the p of x, the p of x is made up of the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. So the d of x is x plus 4. The q of x is x minus 6. And the remainder is negative 3. So I multiply these two first by PEMDAS, x squared. That's a negative 6 and 4 is negative 2. Negative 6x, 4x, and 4 times 6 is 24. Oh, Notice I multiplied it fast. Add. Excuse me. So it simplifies. That's the polynomial p of x. So if you multiply the divisor by the quotient, add on the remainder, you get the polynomial. So if you reversed it, if I took the p of x and divided by the divisor, then I would get the quotient. If I divided that out, I would get x minus 6, and I would get a remainder of negative 3. Let's try another one. The p of x is made up of the d of x times the r, we'll say the r of x then, the q of x plus the remainder. The d of x is 2x minus 1. The q of x is x squared plus 3x minus 2. And the remainder is x minus 4. So I multiply these out first, and we take our time. So 2x times these 3 gives me 2x cubed plus 6x squared minus 4x. So I took the 2x and multiplied by the 3 of these. There it is. Now I'm going to take the negative 1, multiplied by the 3 of these. Negative x squared minus 3x plus 2, add on x minus 4. Now I'm going to add up the terms. So I have a 2x cubed first. The x squareds are next. 6 and 1 is 5. X squared, they're gone. 4, these are the x's. That's a negative 7 and 1, negative 6. And they're gone. Notice I scratch them off as I do them. And that's a negative 2. So that's the p of x. So if I took this polynomial and divided by the d of x, which is 2x minus 1, I would get this quotient, and this is the remainder. And one more. Again, you can pause your video at any time. The polynomial is made up of the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. And my divisor is 3x minus 2. My quotient is 3x plus 2. And my remainder is 9. Multiply these two fast. Like 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 2x, that's a 6. And that's a negative 6, so that's a 0. And I'll put this, just put that in there. Don't have to. Negative 2 times positive 2 is a negative 4 plus 9. And we add up, we get a 9x squared. That's a zeros, and that's what adds up to 5. So this is the polynomial. When you take this polynomial and divide it by 3x minus 2, you will get 3x plus 2 as a quotient and remainder of 9. That's just a review of dividing polynomials. And you can do, but we'll do the division of the polynomials a quicker way later on. We'll do a video on that. But it's always nice to know how to divide polynomials the long way. If you like my video, click the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.